No exercise is more humbling than the crawl, especially for extended time under tension, except when you add a dumbbell with the traveling one-arm bear row. Exhale up, inhale down. Make sure we're not shifting or turning here. Keep everything square to the ground. And then we add some motion to it. Linear option. Do that in round one. Round two, or set to set, let's do it laterally. So how many movements do I have? Too many! All right, so now we're in the side plank, and what we did here is we went from the normal position with the arms in front of the face or at eye level, and then we're just gonna spin them, internally rotate the shoulders, and that's gonna allow us to do this, which is transfer side to side. I'm showing you the easy version right now, but you can even start that on the first round. Why not? It's gonna allow you to better look. Like if you go too hard, see where the hips will end up being. But if I have the light loader, I can warm up into it. Look how much distance I get from the floor from my obliques, and that's what's really happening here. We are fucking frying the obliques. Now, I can add a leg raise here, abduction, to get the lateral hip rotators. Inhale across, exhale up on the clamshell or lift. Now, we make this harder by straightening the legs, and again, straight line head through feet. I'm going to exhale away to side plank. And then one smooth move. Let that hip into full abduction. I'm gonna roll all the way back to the other side and really pull those shoulders down and back. Get that hip lift, right? Get that hip lift. Push up and ice pick the floor. And then bring it up, bring it down, and roll right back. I'm melting. And it'll make you melt too, sexually. The bear to crab roll is an amazing hip and shoulder mobility exercise, also incredible for the core. You take a medicine ball and start light, and you hug it. Maybe even start with a basketball if you need to, or a volleyball, just to get the feel for it. You can also go body weight, but hugging this kind of gives that elbow flexion and more core and trunk tension. What we're trying to do is go from the bear position to the crab. Now initially you might have to keep the hips low, or you might have to stop right here. So that is the easiest version of this, just going from here to here, okay? Or here, all the way, but not extended. But ideally, you want to get those hips all the way up in one fell swoop, all right? A dog should be able to walk underneath you, or a baby. Inhale back, exhale up, and really get some extension in those hips. This is so good in terms of like a total lie detector test for your mobility, your stability, and again, a 10-pound ball in this. Even the strongest individuals will get smoked with this for about 5 or 10 reps per side. If you want to really challenge yourself over about 1 or 2 minutes per side, you're going to love this movement. Deep down, I'm just still a dumb bro from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so I love to work the arms anytime I can. I also love to work the abs, and I know you do too. So we've got the flexed arm knee and carry. Think about the arm and hammer. All right, logo, 90-degree angle. And I can also mess around with the grip. This is your strongest position. You get more brachialis, muscle between the biceps and the triceps. If I go underhand supinated, I really get some external rotation to the shoulder, and I stress the biceps more. Hardest option is here, and there might be a slight drift of the elbow out to really get the forearms. That one's tough, but you can mix grips throughout this movement. Start to get more core engagement and level the pelvis. Treat your knees as feet. And don't do this, right? Think about just sliding it. So if there's a glass of water in your head, you're locked in. I can also bring this up to a stand. So you can mix between this from round to round or set to set. The pump is precious! I design these workouts and I forget that I actually have to do them and show them. I'm dying right now. We're back to the side plank. We're rolling side plank now. The key here is, right, we did the abduction to get the outer hips. Now we're gonna do the inner hips or adductors or groin with the inside leg lift. So I'm going to exhale across, and then I'm gonna drive this into the hip flexion and push away from the ground to create that face, right? So I could be here, and I can still get some benefits, but if I'm up here, lock that out, boom. It's like a running position almost, right? But anyway, we're here, lift it. I just showed you something that's coming, didn't I? And then we get that inside leg. Again, I can add movement here and start swinging, but for now, we'll get there. Just focus on this and rock it out. Maria, get to the chopper now! All right, the chop, awesome core exercise that gets you on your feet. Now, the big focus here is a lot of times people want to twist and they forget that we're twisting through the hips and the upper back, not the low back. So we don't want this. That's gonna really hurt that lumbar spine. So what we wanna do is start just outside the knee like this. Notice how I'm not leg straight. I'm kind of in a semi-triple bend position, okay? From there, eyes are gonna follow the ball and the belly button is always forward. Exhale up. And look how I've got the top of a split squat, really. Taking the back toes, abs crunched, and feeling a big stretch in my hips. Inhale it back to load. Exhale it up to explode. Start light, start slow, and take it one rep at a time. Think about stringing together multiple singles. Once you get better at it, you can start to string and kind of speed up the sequence where you're kind of going. You can start to actually not just go down, you can pull yourself down faster to get back up quicker, okay? Great exercise, and we go both ways to fix imbalances. Also to have some more fun. The thruster is a total kick in the dick. You can't get around it, but you can do a couple things to get the most out of it and get less stress on the body. Number one, use a box. I call it the box thruster. Take pressure off the back and the knees, inhale down to the nose and the belly. Go from a dead stop, easy to recover from too. Exhale up to the mouth. Now I've also done something else. I'm doing it one arm at a time. Again, less stress on the joints, more core activation, all right? And I'm also elevating my heels in a slant board to get more low quad stress and more range of motion through the hip and the knee. I can do a set, feet flat on the floor, and then a set, heels elevated. You can mix and match, have some fun, but make sure you set that height to about top thigh parallel to the floor. Notice how I get lower because I'm using the slant boards. Amazing exercise, super metabolic. You can combine lower body and upper body. One side if you get the core, full body, enjoy. So this is an amazing exercise. What am I doing? I'm doing a lunge hold, isometric work, but then I add dynamic work with my arm. So full body exercise, easy on the knees, smokes the arms and shoulders. Now how do I make this more challenging? All right, how do I make this better in different ways? I can elevate the heel for more low quad stress and more range of motion through the hip and the knee, and then I can also elevate the toe to get more stretch into the ankle. All the options work. You can mix between them from round to round or workout to workout. Enjoy this movement. The T push-up works your core in all three planes of motion. Now, how do you increase the challenge on this exercise? Well, one thing, lock the feet together and squeeze the legs together. Smaller base of support, right? So more challenge from a stability standpoint as I have to kind of roll like this. Now I can also exhale up, lift the leg, work the abductors or lateral hips. Break it down one step at a time. Really want to make this hard. Fight for it. All right, super hard exercise, do the best you can. Be careful, you might fall back, maybe do it on a padded mat, but again, start by breaking it down, roll over, lift the leg, reset, plyo comes down the road. But I do want to show you guys anything's possible with enough consistency, determination, and craziness. Holding a weight in front of your body makes your shoulders and your abs have to work harder. I also can play with the same way to make it harder by going here, extended lever, much more core challenge. Here it's easier, and I can also mix between them mid-set or from set to set as I fatigue. But here's how we do the lunge and twist. Inhale back to the nose into the belly as we step down and smoothly rotate to the side. I'm moving through my upper back here. Exhale forward. Make it harder. That long lever, you gotta really root yourself down. Don't just hold it out, by the way. Get those chesticles going. Squeeze it together. Adduct those pecs. And I come down. Pause it for a second. Own it. And then come back. You love this exercise. No, you don't. But it's gonna make you better. Do it today. Lateral hinge is no joke, especially when you add a plus. So we're here, locked in, lock out, root yourself down, right? Not here. If you find yourself in this position, it's too heavy, and you gotta keep working on the mobility. Go lighter, so we get locked in here, bicep alongside the ear, and lock out from there. So we got this moving, right? We go to the hand, or I can go to the forearm. What we'll do in round one is I'll do a scap, and then come down, come up. Round two, I'll do a press. Do you hate me? The most important combination in boxing is a two-punch combo known as the 1-2, or the jab into the cross. The jab sets it up, and the cross is the power punch that can change the way people feel about you or change people's lives long term, okay? Awesome, powerful combination, super metabolic, especially when you add some speed to it. And you can also add a heavy bag if you want to increase the intensity. Here's the main focus, right? We break it down first. You first learn how to jab. When you jab, the weight shifts from the front to the rear foot. When you throw a cross, the weight shifts from the back to the lead foot. And the goal here is pivoting feet, rotating hips. So 1, 2. Start slow. I always say, dial that switch down to about 25% speed. 1, 2. You can use a mirror if it helps. 50% speed is like this. 75, full speed. All right, and there's speed, which is getting it in and out quick, and there's power. See the difference? My breathing was versus, all right? So the breathing drives this. You exhale on each punch, you inhale through the nose into the belly to recover between punches, all right? Simple drill, so many benefits. It'll take years to master, but it's also one of those combinations you can quickly pick up. And again, you get miles out of this combo from a conditioning and an overall fitness standpoint. Do it today. This is one of the best mobility exercises for your abs and your shoulder mobility. It's a Shin Box squat to Halo. Now the Halo can be done with a kettlebell, but I like the med ball because it's got a good shoulder width grip to it. It's also padded, so you don't worry about hitting your head with that steel, okay? So we get our good hip mobility here in our 90-90 shape. I exhale up, try to stay level, and then I'm passing the weight around my head. You see that full rotation I get? Complete internal external rotation of the shoulders with load, but also anytime I'm overhead, the abs have to stabilize, so it's great for the core. Inhale down. Start with a light 5 or 10 pound med ball. Build up over time, and either you can switch directions. So that one coming up, and I'm gonna go the other way. Or you could just, from set to set, change the directions. But make sure to mix clockwise and counterclockwise for best results. And it's one of the best exercises to start your workout with, period. Gotta love that one arm hip hinge. Easier on the spine, also strengthens and balances. You add the slant boards, elevating the toes, we get more stretch into the ankle, calf, and hamstring. But let's work the back a little bit more by doing a row ladder. Here's how it works. I'm gonna inhale down, push those hips back. Knees are soft, they're not straight, they're soft, right? And I'm not here, I go as low as I can while maintaining a slight natural arc in the back, and that's why this hand is here. Not just to stretch the front shoulder and tricep, but to feel exactly when that low back gets out of position. So inhale down, exhale up, don't do this, all right? Arms should form a 90-degree angle right there, hold it for a count. Inhale down, exhale up. That was one rep. Now we add another. Then we add another. So we add 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. You're gonna climb that ladder as high as you can for the single best back workout you'll ever do with a single dumbbell. And you can thank me on the other side. Fifth and final stage by this time, like again, if you need to modify and bump the weight down to this point, do so. You're cashed, so this is tough. Overhead lunge with the pluses. In round 1, we got our scap shrug from the split kneel, and lock yourself down here from the overhead standing position. Inhale down. Round 2, you know what's coming. Presses galore. Now, we talked about you can modify by going shoulder level. If we have high ceilings, you can also start overhead at the bottom, and as you come up, go here. So this allows you to get the press going in kind of a tweener. If you have the ceiling issues, it's also a nice little option that really smokes the low mid traps as a kind of a stabilizer there.